Rat's Race is the seventh episode of the third season of All Grown Up, and to begin with, I didn't think I'd much care for this one because the subject matter doesn't really interest me. But actually, there were some pretty good things about it, and one animation issue, a very, very tiny thing, but it really bugged me because I was really happy with something, and then they made an oversight. But I'll mention that in a moment. This is actually about making box cars for a derby, and I don't care. I really don't care about that part of the narrative. But there were some other things that I liked. Seeing Harold interacting with Tommy, Phil, Chuckie, and Dill is a little bit unusual. We don't normally get much of that. So that was something that I found to be quite interesting. And we had some really great scenes in the Pickles garage where they were working on this car and they had problems to overcome. And while I don't care about the boxcar aspect, it was great to see them working together, grafting, working hard on creating something. Angelica also wants a piece of the action because she kind of mistakenly thinks the prize is a trip to Paris, France. It's actually a trip to Paris, Texas, but she doesn't fully hear the full story when Harold tells her. And she becomes really passionate about this and she works with Charlotte to try and raise the money to build the best boxcar. And there's this wonderful scene where she's pitching for advertisers with her mother and she looks so much like a mini Charlotte. She looks really grown up and the animation for the character in that point was really interesting. So I really liked Angelica's role in this as well. And ultimately, what happened with Angelica, I won't explain it, but we do get this lovely scene between Angelica and Tommy. And it's just a lovely moment between two cousins. So, yeah, I didn't care about the boxcar part of the narrative, and I also didn't care about the subplot with Susie and the pageant. I just wasn't bothered about that at all. We had some nice costumes, so visually it was quite engaging in places, but the overarching narrative didn't really appeal to me. But there was enough in it to keep me engaged. And there was one bit of animation that I loved, and this is the glitch, the error, if you like. It's raining. And it rarely rains in All Grown Up, and it looks beautiful. I'm a big fan of the rain. I loved how it looked. Absolutely stunning. And Dill tells them, I believe it was Dill, said that he'd been working on something in the garage and cut to them opening the garage door. This would have been moments later, and it's bright sunshine outside, there's no rain, everything is bone dry. And I got annoyed. Normally little issues like that, it is what it is, it doesn't matter. But because I loved the rain so much, and then we had a continuity issue revolving around the absence of rain, I was a little bit disappointed. But in the grand scheme of things, I don't care. But I was just a little bit upset that the rain vanished in a continuity issue. But that aside, it's not a bad episode. The animation is otherwise really good. And while I don't care about the boxcar aspect, it wasn't a bad episode, not a personal favourite, but I enjoyed it more than I thought I would.